Hello and welcome back to Reading with Mo. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my July TBR. So all the books that I am going to try and read in the month of July. How many of these will I actually get to? Probably not as many as I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. It never is. But this is the tentative reading plans that I have for the month of July, which is really exciting. There's a lot of different things going on in July. I will be traveling for a week in July, so I know that will also kind of affect how much reading I can get done. I usually don't get anything done when I'm traveling, to be honest, so I pretty much only have like 3 weeks in July to read these books, so let's get into them. I am going to be participating first off in Jane Austen July, which if you guys don't know is an annual readathon that is held by or curated and hosted by a few different booktubers here on YouTube. I'll leave links down below to their announcement videos if you want to check them out. There's like different prompts and things that go along with participating. I'm very loosely participating this year. I do want to read the group read-along book, which is Sense and Sensibility. The edition I have here is by Chiltern Press, and it's so beautiful. We just need a moment here to appreciate the beautifulness that this book is. I just love this publishing house. I have I think almost all of Jane Austen's books in these editions, or at least a few of them. I think I mentioned before, this will actually be a reread for me. I read Sense and Sensibility quite some years ago, so a lot of the story has now faded from my brain, but I'm sure it will come back to me as I dive back into this book. And yeah, I'm picking this one up because it's the group read. I'm not really going along with the prompts for this go around this year, but there are 2 other books I want to pick up that are kind of in relation to Jane Austen. They may fulfill some of the prompts. I don't know. I'm just reading them because I want to. And also because conveniently they have been on my currently reading shelf for a long time now. So let's hope we can use this as a push to finish them this month. The first one we have is Black England. These are actually both nonfiction books, and this is a forgotten Georgian history by Gretchen Gerzina, and I'm really enjoying this book so far, but I'm only about 50 pages into it. It's not really too long. I have probably around like about 200 pages left on this one. I was really enjoying it. I was actually even like kind of annotating and writing notes and highlighting stuff as I was reading it, so that's kind of, while I do enjoy that I've been doing that, it's probably what's held me back from continuing on with this book, because I know that I'm like taking notes with it at the same time, and it's very interesting. And I would even be interested in possibly even just like starting this book from the beginning again, just because it has been a while since I've picked up this book, so I probably would get the most out of it if I were to do that. And then we have All Things Austen by Kirsten Olsen. This book has been on my shelves forever. This is a concise encyclopedia of Austen's world. I believe I might have even started this book last Jane Austen July, and apparently I got about 60 pages into it, but it's not really, as it's an encyclopedia, something that I just have to sit down and read cover to cover. Like, I'll finish it when I finish it. I'll try to finish it this month, but if it doesn't happen, it's not going to be the end of the world. But it's just really giving you more backstory and history on things going on around Jane Austen's time in encyclopedia form. So we have things like jewelry, hunting, games, food. There's so many different essays. I forget exactly how many now. There's 70, more than 70 alphabetically arranged entries. And yeah, they just give a really interesting and insightful historical perspective on stuff during Jane Austen's time, and I feel like it's really good to read in addition to her books to kind of have more context and to get more out of them. So those are the books I'm planning on reading centered around Jane Austen July. And then we have another book that's been sitting on my TBR / currently reading for way too long, and that is Chernobyl Prayer by Svetlana Alexievich, another nonfiction book. This centered, as the title suggests, around the Chernobyl incident. I am about 25 pages only into this one, and I like it. It's just very heavy reading material, and I just have not been in the mood to pick this back up, so I'm hoping that that will happen this month so I can finally get it off of my currently reading shelf, even though I'm really enjoying it, what I've read so far. The writing, it's just, you know, very heavy and sad, and not necessarily something that I've been in the mood to pick up. I will definitely be attempting to pick up some new July releases, of course, during the month of July. I just want to mention a few of the ones that I think I will be prioritizing getting to that are coming out in July that obviously I'm not gonna choose something that's coming out on like the last day of July, because obviously I'm not gonna read it in July, but these ones come out earlier-ish in July. The three that I'm gonna try and prioritize are I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. We have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, I believe is the author on that one. I forgot to write down the author's name. And then we have The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. I may try to pick up like one or two other July releases, but these are just the three off the top of my head that I'm like the most interested in picking up next month. And of course, I don't want to read just July new releases. I want to get some new releases that have already come out this year that I just haven't had a chance to get to. These are all new releases that I would have mentioned back in other previously anticipated releases videos. But yeah, these four are ones that I want to try and get, depending on if my library holds come through or not for this month. First up, we have A Love Song for Ricky Wild by Tia Williams. This one I think is described as like a romance. It's like fictional romance. Also has like some historical fiction and magical realism elements as well. It's following a love story 100 years in the making. I don't want to really read too much into the synopsis because I am planning on reading it so soon. I don't want to get spoiled on too many things that are going to happen. And we have Ruth Ware's new book I still haven't gotten to yet. This one's called One Perfect Couple. Most of these I'm probably going to just try and listen to on audiobook because I need some audiobooks in my life, and that's just the easiest way for me to get consistently reading and finishing books is with audiobooks. This one is a high tension thriller that's following 5 couples trapped on a storm-swept island as a killer stalks among them. So this sounds like Ruth Ware's take on the locked room mystery trope. Lastly, the other 2024 release that I want to prioritize for July is called Butter. This is a novel of food and murder. It's also a book in translation by Asako Yuzuki, and the translator is Polly Barton. This is apparently a cult Japanese bestseller, and it's about a female gourmet cook and a serial killer and the journalist intent on cracking her case, and it's also inspired by a true story. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews on Goodreads about this one, so I'm a little bit nervous going into it, but I do want to like give the audiobook a try and see how I feel about it. So now we come to the most probably exciting part, at least for me, of this video. There's a new project that I'm going to be starting, and it will be starting in the month of July. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of it, but don't worry, I'm going to be explaining it much more thoroughly in an upcoming video. I just have not had the chance to sit down and record that yet, but I'm just really anxious and want to get started, so you guys will see a sneak peek of that. So I'm really, in a nutshell, trying to get my book collection way smaller, as will be explained in the video. So I have rearranged completely my bookshelves, and this shelf behind me, which I'll show you a little closer in a second, has 3 shelves. There's 75 books on it, and all of them have to either be read or unhauled by, my goal is like by end of December. We'll see how things go. If we can get through it even faster, that would be great. So how am I going to be tackling these? I don't know if you guys are familiar with a couple different booktubers who kind of have some fun ways of getting through their TBR. The two specifically that come to mind, I mean, a lot of people do different games and such like this too. So the two I'm talking about is Emily Fox from Books with Emily. She's doing like the read it or unhaul it, and that I love watching those videos, and so I'm inspired by her. Also inspired by Becca from Becca and the Books, who's doing the Shelve It or Scrap It series on her channel. So this is me doing my own fun spin, kind of combining both of their kind of ideas that they do and just making it my own. So I have these 75 books I pulled out. These are all books that I do not want on my shelves if they're not read by the end of the year. So I will be showing you guys, like I mentioned, in depth more what those books are, but what we're going to be doing for this video is picking out which book I'm going to start reading in July. Right now, the plan is to try to read as many of them as I can in July, in addition to all these other books I already mentioned. These are the priority. Everything else I mentioned is great if I get to, but honestly, these are the ones that I have to get to. For me to finish or get through all of them, I have to get through 13 a month. And I think it's really doable. You guys might be looking at me crazy. I think it's doable because I am going to be heavily DNFing stuff if I'm not interested in it. So how am I picking what I'm going to read? A random number generator. So I have 75 books on this shelf. I'm going to pull up on Google one of these random number generators. We'll put our minimum is 1, maximum is 75. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button 3 times. Don't pay attention to the time it is. Yes, it's 1 in the morning right now because I literally have no time of the day to do anything, so I have to buy out time from other stuff. So I'm going to press this 3 times, and the 3rd time, that is the number book that we're going to start with on July 1st. I'm going to hopefully be attempting to vlog this as well, so as I finish one book, I will do the random generator number and we'll pick up another one. So let's see what we're going to start off with for the month. So I will generate this 3 different times. Let's see if we can focus. Okay, so I'm going to press this number 3 times, as I said. So 1, 2, and 3. So book number 43 is the book that I'm actually going to be starting off reading in July. So let's go over to the shelves and see what the heck is book number 43. Hello and welcome to my phone view because I am not going to be dragging my camera setup over here. And we have the shelves here. So if you want to sneak peek at the books that are over here, these are the 3 shelves that we have going on. So I'm going to count through, and once I get to book 43, I'll let you guys know which one that I will be reading. So we're going to be starting over here. And we have book number 43, which is this one. Okay, I'm actually literally so excited for this project. I've been waiting weeks for this to start, and book number 43 on my shelves was Wish Her Safe at Home. This is a book by Stephen Benatar. It's published by NYRB. I really love how they design their editions, but this is not a long book, so if I choose to finish it, it shouldn't take too long. It's about a little over 250 pages. This book is following Rachel Waring, who is deliriously happy. Out of nowhere, a great aunt leaves her a Georgian mansion in another city, and she sheds her old life without delay. Gone is her dull administrative job, her mousy wardrobe, her downer of a roommate. She'll live life as a woman of leisure, devoted to beauty, creativity, expression, and love. Okay, this is meant to be because lately, as I said, books around beauty and wellness have been books I've just been so interested in lately and what I want to pick up. So this was actually really perfect to start off with. And so we're following, once installed in her new quarters, Rachel plants a garden, takes up writing, and impresses everyone she meets with her extraordinary optimism. But as Rachel sings and jokes the days away, her neighbors begin to wonder if she might be taking her transformation just a bit too far. This book was originally published back in 1982. So here's to hoping this goes great. As I said, I will be vlogging, so if you guys want to see my thoughts a little bit more in real time as I'm reading the books on these shelves, be sure to subscribe because it will help me, motivate me to keep on track with all of my bookish and booktube goals that I have going on right now. So yes, this is the last book that is going on my July TBR, but it will be a guaranteed, I'm either reading this book or we're gonna unhaul it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of July. Let me know what your guys' reading plans are, if you have any books that you're trying to prioritize this month. And let me know also what you think about this book project that I'm starting. Okay, excuse me because I thought for a moment that I had not recorded any of the audio for this video and thought I was going to have to redo everything, but it turns out I think I did get the audio. You might have just noticed a change though, because the reason I thought I didn't is because I did not have my external mic plugged in this whole time. So thankfully this is, just a TBR video. It's nothing really that big of a deal. It's very casual, and we'll work out the kinks as we go along and get back into the swing of recording videos again. But yeah, I think I mentioned this is the book I'm going to be starting off the month with. Please wish me luck. I need all of you guys' well wishes on my reading journey. And that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys very soon with another video. And that's it. Bye.